Hello students, welcome to Biozone English. I am going to start with the first chapter of your class 11 biology, and today our topic of discussion will be biodiversity, how we identify and name various living organisms and the rules of binomial nomenclature. So let's get started. Have you ever noticed you are surrounded by variety of life forms? For an example, in terrestrial region you can find tiny living organisms like insects, birds, some small plants, some large plants, some large animals like cat, dog, tiger, elephant, and similarly in aquatic region you can find small fishes, large animal like shark, dolphin, etc. So what are these? These are actually the variety among life forms. This variety among life forms is known as biodiversity. The word biodiversity itself consists of two components. One is bio and another one is diversity. So bio means life and diversity means variety. So biodiversity means variety in living organism. So what is the definition of biodiversity? Biodiversity refers to the variety among life forms or various types of living organisms that can be found on the earth. This variety of living organism is very much essential for maintaining the ecological balance on the earth. Each living organism somehow dependent on another living organism for their survival. So how they maintain the ecological balance on the earth or how they interact with each other. So to know this, we have to study the living organism, and so to study all the living organisms we have to identify them and we have to give them a proper name so that we can study about them. So here comes two words. One is identification and another one is naming. So now the question comes what is identification? Identification is actually the description of the living organism. Let's understand this with an example. When we spell the word book, what comes in our mind? A particular shape or particular structure of that thing. Similarly, identification means describing a living organism in a such a way, or description or the structure or function of a living organism, and on the basis of that description we can give them a meaningful name. So what is the identification? Now identification is the describing a living organism in a correct way so that a particular name can be given to it. Now, what is nomenclature? Nomenclature is the process of naming the living organism. Each living organism has multiple local names. So to avoid the confusion of this multiple local name of a particular living organism, scientists have decided to name all these living organisms in such a way that each particular living organism should have the same name all over the world. So what is nomenclature? Now the process of naming the living organism in such a way that a particular living organism is known by the same name all over the world. Now we will study binomial nomenclature. What is binomial nomenclature? Binomial nomenclature, it is also a system of nomenclature in which scientific names are given in such a way that each scientific name consists of two components. So binomial means two. Each scientific name consists of two components. That's why it is called binomial nomenclature. Let's understand this with an example. The scientific name of tiger is Panthera tigris. See here, the scientific name consists of two components. One is Panthera and another one is tigris. That's why it is binomial nomenclature. And one thing you must keep in mind, that is scientific name consists of two components, and the first component or the one component denote the generic name and the second component or the another component denote the specific epithet or the species name. This system of naming was first introduced by scientist Carolus Linnaeus. Scientist Carolus Linnaeus first time described this, or first time introduced this binomial system of nomenclature. Now, what is ICBN and what is ICZN? These are actually the code, or these are actually the set of rules. ICBN means International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. So it means it is actually a code or set of rules on the basis of which scientific names of all the plants are given. Similarly, what is ICZN? Now, ICZN is International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. That means it is also a code or a set of rules on the basis of which scientific name of all the animals are given. I hope it is clear. Now, we will study the rules of binomial nomenclature. First rule: the biological names are in Latin. That means all the scientific name of the living organisms consist of words that are Latin in origin, or they are Latin derived words. This is the first rule. The second rule, that is, each scientific name consists of two components. So the first component is the generic name, and the second component denotes the specific epithet or the species name. The first component is the generic name, and the second component is species name or the specific epithet. Let's understand this with an example. See, Mangifera indica here this is the scientific name of mango. Here the scientific name consists of two parts. Two components. One is mangifera and another one is indica. The first component or the mangifera denotes the genus name, and the second component, that is indica, it denotes the species name. I hope it is clear. And what is the next rule? The next rule is when handwritten must be underlined separately. That means when handwritten, the genus name and the species name of a scientific name must be underlined separately. See here, Mangifera indica, the genus name, that is Mangifera, and the species name, that is Indica, these are underlined separately. This is the third rule. And if it is in printed form, then it must be in italics. It must be in italics. So, what is the next rule? The next rule is the first letter of the genus should be in capital and the first letter of the species should be in small. See here, the scientific name of mango, Mangifera, this is the genus name, and the first letter of the genus name, that is M, it is in capital, and the first letter of the species, that is the first letter of the indica, that is it starts with a small I, that means it starts with a small letter. This is the rule. And what is the last rule? The last rule is name of the author should be written after the specific epithet. See here the Lin means Lin is actually the abbreviated form of Linnaeus. What is Linnaeus? Linnaeus, the name of the author who first time described the living organism, that is mango, or who first time gave the scientific name, this Mangifera indica name was first time introduced or given by the author Linnaeus. That's why his name is written in the abbreviated form after the species name, that is after indica. I hope it is clear. These are some rules of the binomial nomenclature. So, I hope you understand the lecture. Still, if you have any doubt or query, let me know in the comment section. And if you want some lecture on a particular topic or on a specific chapter, you can comment that also. I hope it helps. Thank you.